everybody, welcome back to another Panic Girl Abroad. Takes a second to remember every time. I am Aliki and I sound a bit funny. I can tell that. I sound like someone's holding my nose or something. And it's because I have a little cold. Just a little cold. Had it last week too. Last week was a bit worse. I didn't even have an episode out. Was just like ruminating in my cold and stuff. Then the cold passed, but now I have a new cold. I'm never without a cold, actually. I think that a cold, colds always find their way to get to me. There's a good rotation when it comes to colds. There's always a new one to pick up from where the old one left. It keeps going, and actually, to be honest, I'm starting to believe that it's not different colds. I think I'm just lying to myself at this point. I say to myself that, oh, I have a cold, and now it's past, and now I'm healthy. Look how healthy I am. Oh no, oops, another cold. But that was a beautiful 5 minutes there. That was real strength for 5 minutes. I was completely fixed, utterly. I think it's the same cold. I think I've had it for 5 years now. Honestly, I think I got a cold at 2019, and then it just stayed with me, and it never left. It's just gonna be there. It's gonna stay with me, and it will not leave. It will stay unless I do, unless I leave. Oh well. So I showed up today. Good job. Congratulations to me for being here, and to you, to both of us. But I'm tired. I have this thing. It's just my nose is always blocked, like a street in construction. Nothing wants to pass. No air even passes. It's ridiculous. What are you going to do? I just, you know what? I decided to do some things actually. When this happens, I think it's a good idea to just put some principles down and say, okay, here's how I'm gonna get through this. After 5 years of cold, ongoing, here's what I decided. Here's how I'm going to take care of myself. Okay, I'm gonna do this now. I'm gonna record myself. But no edit. I don't want to edit. I don't want to edit today. I don't feel like editing. I just don't want to edit. It's a lot of time. So, I can't afford to edit my way into making sense this time. I'm sorry. Whatever you understand, you understand. Whatever you can follow, you can follow. And if you can't follow, hey though. We'll see how this goes. Usually I edit my way into making sense, okay? It's like whatever I want to say is like the north, and what I'm actually saying is like the compass's little needle. And it's like, sometimes it's there, but sometimes it's really not there. Actually, I think I don't know how a compass works. This is all I proved with this example. That's all I managed to offer. But so usually I leave what I'm trying to say, and then I find my way back 5 minutes later or 20 minutes later. But I can edit it. Hey, edit magic. So it's no problem at all. So that nice, amazing invention, gone today, off the window. It never happened. Anyone heard what editing is? I don't know. Didn't hear anything. So no editing today. So, whatever sense you can make out of what I'm saying, congratulations. The other thing, I can't be concentrated. I can't be concentrated. I can't be concentrated. Oh my god. But it's usually for limited sprints of time and not for a long time, like this time. So we'll see how this goes. I also haven't had my medication. Usually, even if I'm not concentrated, I can be concentrated. Okay. Okay, this is extremely for very very few people, but I think they really appreciate it. Anyhow, so one thing, no editing. What's the other thing that I'm gonna do? No, not no makeup. It's not no makeup. It's more like no care in the world for what makeup looks like. Because I felt like, hey, little bit of makeup is also fun to do. It's a fun process, you know. It's a bit of painting, a bit of, you know, it's cool. But the thing is, the result has to be also that you look better. Now, this part, I don't know about. I have my concerns over. And what happened to my face today is not that. This is not what happened. My face is like, here, here's the deal. My face is peeling off. That's what it looks like. I don't know if you can see, but sometimes I'm overexposing the light and then you can't see my face very well. But if you can't see my face, you probably can say it's falling off. My face is falling apart as I speak in real life. I'm changing skin like a snake, except that the skin that comes inside is not better, it's actually worse. So, hey, I mean, like, it's so crusty. It's like, how do you call those things? How do you call those things that people find on a shipwreck? Like the things that were found in the Titanic, but just have different levels of rust, like rust from different decades. And if you cut it through, it's gonna be like, you know, layers of rust, like a cake. This is what's going on in my face. It's like it looks like I did this makeup about 10 years ago and then just left it there. And I'm like, I think it still looks good. I don't know what anyone says. I think it still looks good. And everyone's trying to tell me kindly that I should let it go and wash my face off and try something new. And I'm like, no, you know, I'm just gonna go with my gut on this. Okay, I mean, thank you, but I'm gonna go with my gut. So this is kind of what's going on with me right now. And do I care? Absolutely not. I don't care at all. I mean, I don't understand. This is a thing that people do sometimes. You go on camera and maybe your makeup isn't perfect that day. Everybody goes like, oh, I'm so sorry. My makeup doesn't look very, I know that this is a little bit off. I know I have this thing on my face. No, I'm not going to apologize. If anything, you should apologize. You should be sorry if you don't like my makeup. I mean, we are losing common sense in this universe, in this timeline. This is the common sense. I have nothing to apologize for. If you look at me and you go like, well, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but this thing on your face shouldn't be there. Then I hear you. You know, I don't agree, but I heard what you said, and I appreciate your apology. So you should apologize. You should. But I can't, you know, not me. I didn't do anything wrong. If anything, I tried. Okay, let's leave this behind us. So those are the principles for this for this episode. This like completely unhinged, I'm gonna say, episode. Messed up makeup and no editing and good luck everybody, good luck. So you know what, it's actually kind of good. I feel a little bit bad for this, but I also feel amazing because you're going to see what I have to deal with when I edit. So you're gonna see this in real time. You're gonna appreciate my editing a little bit more. What did I want to talk about today? Okay, here's the deal. I will keep this on. I will keep going. I will keep talking until I lose focus. That's the word. That's the word. Focus. As long as I'm focused, I keep going. If my focus stops, the episode stops. I don't have the patience to, because then I have to find what I was talking about, then go back, then then turn. I edit those things out. But now, I'm not gonna edit anything. So now, we're just gonna have to stop, basically. That's what I just said. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to do that, the thing that it stops and it's over. So I might stop this halfway. Honestly, if halfway I get lost, don't remember what I said, what I was saying, don't remember what I wanted to say, it's over. Goodbye. So let's see how this goes. So the main subject, topic, point that I wanted to talk about today is something that is a very special day. It's a special day that has a bunch of celebrations and traditions and stuff, and we have it in Greece. It's very special. I was about to say that it's unique, but it's probably not. I just didn't do any research, to see what kind of cultures have this thing. Anyhow, so this thing that I'm talking about, it just passed. It was this Monday, and it is called the Clean Monday. The Clean Monday, which sounds like, I don't know, some type of weird themed scheduled posting plan, like a throwback Thursday or I don't know what. But no, the Clean Monday is a real thing in Greece. It's a big thing. It's a celebration, and it marks. I'll tell you a little bit what it is, why it's a celebration, and then I'll tell you how people celebrate it. Okay, so it is the first day of suspense for fancy word coming, the Lent. Oh my God. But what is the Lent? Oh my God, I've never heard this word in my life. What's the Lent? Does it have anything to do with lentils? Is it a nut? Is it where lentils come from? No. The Lent is those 40 days. 40. I think they're 40. I mean, I wouldn't bet on it, but I'm pretty sure they're 40, okay? So those 40, probably, days during which the days, people, I'm being really careful with this. I have no idea why, like as if everything I said so far was really carefully put. It's the days that are before Easter. So it's a Monday, the first day, and the last day is Easter, which is on a Sunday. Yeah, that's how you know, but it's always going to be on a Monday. Yeah, it's not quite making a lot of sense, but I know that people have run the numbers, and frankly, I trust that. I don't have to reinvent the wheel here. People have run the numbers, they know what's going on. Monday's always on Monday, Sunday's always on Sunday, Easter's always on Sunday, Clean Monday is on Clean Monday, and Taco Tuesday is always on Tuesday. So there's nothing to worry about. Just trust the process. Just trust the process. So we have the Monday, that is the first day of the Lent. Okay, and during the Lent, you fast. That's what you do, basically. Okay, you hang around. Everything else is pretty much the same, I think. But you fast, so you have to eat on a slightly different way than usually. And people have different systems to determine how to do this, what to do, how to fast. Different cultures have different systems. I think that the Catholics pick one thing or some things, or like a category of things that is their favorite thing, but they really love to eat and they really like it. And then they say, I'm gonna eat everything but that thing that I really like, which is painful, as I imagine a Lent should be, I guess, to make sure that everybody's happy on Easter. I think that's why we're fasting on Lent. It's just that, everybody has to be very happy on Easter, for Jesus, resurrecting and stuff. So everyone has to be really happy for this, right? But how? Does this really happen? Are people really happy? Are people really happy for Jesus? I don't know. I mean, first of all, everybody knows it. It's not exactly a secret at this point. It's expected. So how can you make sure that people are actually going to be happy and act happy? And I think that some genius figured out that the best way is to make sure they're really miserable for 40 days before, and then if they're really, really miserable those days, then poof, as soon as you stop the torture, you're happy. Because that's the thing with happiness. Happiness can be relief. Relief looks just like plain old happiness. This is a theory. I don't know why I have to say, but this is a theory. I don't know what person is going to listen to me rambling like that and be like, I'm going to write a book about this. This should be taught in schools. But, well, that's my theory. What was I talking about? The Lent and the fasting. I came back. I recovered this time, okay? I didn't completely derail myself, but I don't know about the next time. So, well, most people in Greeks are Orthodox, and so they do the similar thing. They like living away foods that you really like. They're vegan. That's what it essentially is. I mean, I don't think there's a better way to describe it. How you fast in Greece, how people fast in Greece, I would say, but they're just vegan. That's the best way to describe it, and it makes sense because that's probably about the worst thing that can happen to them in terms of, misery. I mean, I was raised, in the exact opposite way than, plants are, anyhow. What I mean to say is that if you eat in a vegan way in Greece, it's a tough batch. It's a difficult life. And it's such a huge irony also because the most common thing is to fast, and to fast in this religious, religious people fast, and the way to fast is to be vegan. At the same time, I remember, at least while I was in Greece, being vegan, not exactly the most popular thing to do, right? So I remember I had a friend of mine who could never find, vegan options in shops, and she was vegan, and she told me that what she used to do was to go around and just pretend that she's fasting 24/7, every day of the year. It doesn't matter what day it is, it doesn't matter. She would go like, well, I need some food, but I'm fasting, just so you know. So, do you have any options for fasting? She meant vegan, but she would say, do you have any options for fasting? And then everybody else would say, oh my God, absolutely. And then they would make her a whole new plate from scratch, and be very supportive of her time. But how are you fasting? This is a random Sunday. It doesn't matter, It doesn't matter. I'm gonna fast for the rest of my life. I have I'm cleansing up for a big event. I'm gonna go and meet a saint or something, whatever. Freaking worked. I understand that must have been annoying, and it's not very nice that she had to do this to begin with. But hey, I celebrate flexibility when I see it. So that was super cool to my eyes. But she found this way out of the situation. But either way, fasting happens in Greece by being vegan. And it's just ridiculous how how things are structured within that. Like, you can eat, it's all, because it's almost vegan. You can eat, I think you can eat shrimp. Is that true? I'm sorry, I'm being really confusing right now, but I forgot the rules completely. I have no idea. How do you fast when you're an Orthodox? I think you eat shrimp and like calamari. I think you eat fish if it doesn't have a skeleton. Jesus Christ, this is creepy. This is creepy. If you eat fish, but if it doesn't have a skeleton, it doesn't count as fish. It's like that's serial killer logic right there. I don't even wanna know how this came to be, but I think that's the case. Let me know if you know. I obviously do not remember. And also, nobody really does this for 40 days, to be honest. I think people do it for last week, just kind of jump on the wagon just before the final destination. Some people do it. I have only seen grandmas do it for all 40 days, to be honest. My granny did it. I joined her once. One time, I joined her. I was in my teens and I wanted something extreme, to really push myself, really get a new experience. And I thought that was about my speed. So I joined my granny fasting. Those were the days. I think I was dizzy for most of it. I don't remember many things. But I was definitely happy this Easter, probably my happiest Easter ever. So so that is the first day. The first day of the Lent is called Clean Monday, probably because of the clean eating that happens on that day. Who knows? Oh, that day you also eat, vegan or vegan plus non-skeletonic fish. Ugh. Okay. Um, well, that is the first day, and that is the Clean Monday, and that is a very special day. That is a very special day because, first of all, it's a day that you get a picnic. As a child in Greece, I think I got like 2 picnics a year. One was the Clean Monday, and one was the 1st of May. Okay, and there usually was rain for one of them. So then I just stayed with the other one. So I remember those as really nice, really nice celebrations, both of them. And the Clean Monday picnic is extra special, okay, because what happens is you fly a kite. A kite. Can you imagine this? Like, when was the last time you flew a kite? Tell me, seriously. Just when was the last time? If you ask any Greek person, they're gonna tell you like 4 days ago when it was the Clean Monday, because that's what everybody does. How amazing a thing to make a tradition out of. You cannot be not joyful. Flying kite. It's amazing. It's better than a drone, and you know how much people like drones, right? Sometimes. Depends on the drone, I suppose. But like, yeah, it's like a drone, but like natural and organic and analog. Okay. And it's such joy. It feels like you're flying yourself. It's amazing. And you can't be grumpy flying a kite. It's impossible. And even if you are grumpy that day and you don't want to do it, you're going to succumb to peer pressure. There's no other way. Someone's going to tell you, oh, come with us, join us. We're going to have a picnic and fly a kite. And you're going to be like, oh, okay, fine, I guess I'll go. And then you go, and then boom, you're happy. That's it. It's over. It happened. And then you're going to be happy for the rest of the day. You can't resist joy however much you try. With a kite on your hand, you cannot just resist joy. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that the kite is one of my best memories as a child. It's an amazing thing to make a tradition out of, and how cool somebody thought to make a tradition on the Clean Monday. It's one of the very few times, actually, that okay, that sounds not very nice. I'm gonna say it's one of the times, and maybe the most prominent of the times, that I saw my parents doing something, and I actually thought to myself, like, wow, how can they do this? This is difficult. This looks complex. Who taught them to do this thing? I wish I will be an adult and be able to also raise a kite, because it's impossible. I still don't know how they did it, to be honest. How did they raise the kite? How did my parents raise the kite? How do you raise the kite? I don't know. All I see is somebody's holding the kite, and next second the kite's up. I don't know. And when you see it in movies, also it's kind of perfect, because like, of course, they filmed it many times, and then one of those, it's like the wind comes on the perfect time, on the perfect speed, on the perfect angle, and just like, pah, takes the kite up. It looks like you're trying to, it's like extremely easy, really. You don't have to do anything. That's not the truth. That's not what reality looks like. You see the hard reality when you see your parents, okay, trying to raise the kite and failing and then succeeding. You see, it, it almost makes no sense when you look at it. You just see one parent holding a kite and then another parent kind of running around with a kite, and they just try those different tactics. I mean, honestly, it's kind of embarrassing sometimes. I remember like my dad running, holding a kite, running as fast as I have ever seen him run in my life, like, "Wah!" And the kite is just like on the ground, gathering dust, like, ugh. Like it just woke up, and honestly, can't be bothered. Just leave me alone. Just woke up, didn't have any coffee, just, I can't lift my tail, for God's sake. Let me breathe first. And my dad's like, ah, just running to the front. The tail has just gathered all the dust available. Nothing's happening. Ah, in circles for hours. That's really awkward. That's really awkward. And that has happened as well. But then, just one time it has to work. One time it has to work. And the kite actually goes up, and then it's magic. Then everything's forgotten. Everything is forgotten and forgiven. And I think it's extremely cool. And I remember it like one of the best things to happen ever when I was a kid. It's fantastic. And you should definitely take the chance to fly a kite whenever you have the chance. Even Mary Poppins says so. So that is one of the amazing things. Then you have a very special food that you eat those days on the clean Monday. Vegan food mostly. No, it's not really vegan food. It's fish eggs. Oh my God, what is this weird thing with fish? It's like as if fish doesn't count as organic material somehow if it doesn't have skeleton. Okay. So the fish eggs are gathered and a lot of foods are made using said fish eggs, and then adults eat it and then they give it to children, little poor Greek children, and those children eat it and they say, oh, it's so delicious, you have to taste this, oh my God, don't try this. And then the kids eat it and then they make a face and then they are like, and they lose all trust to their parents forever. So it's an acquired taste. This is what I'm trying to get to. Yeah, it's just different weird types of food that I can't really describe with fish eggs. I think that's what they told me. I have no idea. Oh, there's some sweets that are kind of delicious to some people. I suppose I'm not one of those people. They have a bread that is just a bread, really, just any other bread. I cannot, for the love of God, tell a difference between this special Clean Monday bread and any other bread in existence. But apparently everybody else can, because everyone's super excited about the special bread of the special day. Never understood what the fuss was all about. It just tasted and looked completely the same to me until now, which I was talking about this thing to my partner, and he googled it. The bread, it's called lagana, you would spell it in English. And he looks it up and he says, yeah, no, of course it's different bread, this is flatbread. Flatbread, you know, when you make bread but then you don't add the blue but does the blah and I'm sorry, I can't. When it comes to baking, my brain just does like a click and then everything is lost on me. I'm very sorry for what just happened. I just, I react really poorly to baking. I don't know stuff. Maybe that's the thing. I don't like that I don't know stuff. If you asked me to make flatbread, I would probably just take a regular bread and then just like put an encyclopedia on top of it and wait for it to like, get flat. Maybe under the mattress or under suitcase and then, sit on the suitcase. There are things you can do. And none of them would, of course, generate a flatbread. I don't know what a flatbread is. I have no idea. And not only I don't know, I can't even taste the difference. So if you guys can, I'm honestly very happy for you. But this is the food of the day that I was talking about, the Clean Monday. And then we also have we have traditions. We have several traditions, and there is one tradition of all of the traditions that is my absolute favorite, and it happens in a small city, town. I'm gonna go with town. I don't really know. I don't remember, or even village. I'm not gonna spend any more time on this. What's me? Okay, I'm gonna go with town and stick with it for convenience and for consistency. Even though I have no idea if this is correct. So a town in Greece that is called Galaxidi, which I'm just realizing that if you translate this means milk and vinegar or like milky vinegar. Ew. I'm sure they have a very good reason for that. I'm sure there's a very good reason for that. There's a story. There's a very fascinating story behind this town, but I don't know what that is. So in this place, they have more fascinating food-related ideas, and what they do is that every Clean Monday they have what I am going to call the flour wars. It's not what it's called. It's called more like maybe flour mess, something like this. I can't translate it directly from Greek, but I'm gonna call it flour wars because let's not hide ourselves behind the words. This is what it actually is like. Okay, it's war. It's just with flour. Okay, so it just gets dirty in the end of the day. But besides that, it's war. Okay, people are fighting. It gets serious. It becomes it changes people's life. So it's I mean, I know I sound crazy because when you hear this, it just sounds so cozy, right? You're just throwing flour at each other. That's so cute. That's like criminally cute. This is like a scene from a movie. What else do you do? Do you take the flour and like cutely put it on top of other people's noses, like pop? What are you talking about? Yeah, but the flower is, you know what else? The flower is also colored. And this is not me doing I'm actually telling you, not only during flower wars you throw flour to each other, you throw colored flour to each other. Okay. The flower is colored. Blue flower, red flower, yellow flower. I know it still doesn't sound scary. Actually, it sounds even more cute. I understand that. Okay. Colored flower on the air. What? It looks like a magical rainbow of sorts. I know I'm not properly conveying the intensity of the experience, but I will do my best. Okay, everything that comes to your mind, all the things that I just said, is also what I thought it was going to be like when I was little and went to this place, okay, for the celebration with my parents. Okay, that's what I expected. I thought I was going to just pass through the flower somehow, not getting any flour on me, like a little princess, just like blessing everything around me with colored flour. What actually happened was more like a war zone. So you go there and you see the people that are getting ready, and it's like there's an extreme level of preparation that is already concerning. It already gives you a bit of wow, what's going on here? Because people have special equipment, they have special bags, special belts to like keep all the flour, like ammo, and they have like masks to, because you have to breathe, so you can't breathe inside all the flour. I've even seen somebody with like an oxygen mask. Like, how far do they take it with this word? Do they use like poisonous flour or something? What's going on here? And then I remember the second they said, okay, war starts now, bam. The second it starts, it's just like, bah, flour everywhere. It's like, and it covers everything, and it looks like smoke. It looks like a cloud of smoke because you know how flour looks. It looks like smoke if you just throw it in the air. And then you have like 200, 500 people, I don't know how many, throwing flour at the same time. It's like a bomb, but silent. It's horrifying. And you know, all the pretty colors, all those pretty colors that the flour has, yeah, they're pretty when they're separate, not when they're mixed all together. You know, like when you are painting something. Sometimes when you paint something as a child, so if you're a child, I'm struggling here, but stay with me. So if you're a child and you're painting with a watercolor, right? And you're mixing colors together. In the beginning, it's cool. In the beginning, it's pretty. Okay, you have yellow, and you mix it with green, and you get lime, and then you mix blue with white, and it becomes like baby blue or light blue, and it's pretty. But then things that maybe shouldn't be touching each other. I mean, I don't want to sound, you know, they would be happier if they were separated. Like blue, yeah, red and green. They come together and they merge and things happen that are a little bit nasty then, you know. And then blue comes in and then it all becomes a mess. And then in the end we end up with a color that are like, what is this? Is this blue or brown? Something in between. I can't even place it. I just want nothing to do with this color. I don't want to see this color in my life ever again. I hope nobody else knows that it exists. I might have discovered a new color that is literally the ugliest color on earth. So this color is what everything has after it's covered with flour. This is the color that the flour creates when it's mixed with other flowers of different colors, if you follow. And it's big, and it covers everything. It covers walls, it covers humans. Every single human is covered tip to toe in this color. So you know, you go there and you hear about the flowers and you see the colorful things and you think it's all gonna be love and cookies. um Love and cookies. There's a word for it. It's not love and cookies. It's like love and games, fun and games, fun and games. I think it's gonna be fun and games. I'm okay. I'm okay. You think it's gonna be love and cookies, and then the war begins, and you're never the same again. I left traumatized that day, but also really fascinated because you know, within all the mess, I did it. I threw some flour at some adults, you know, and I might missed them. Maybe I missed them and didn't even manage to get my shot on. But at this moment, I was not just a princess. I was a princess warrior, and there's nothing better for an 8-year-old. So I guess. Wait, did it just happen? Did I reach the end of my story? Remained focused and succeeded at only having about 258 interruptions in places where I forgot what I wanted to say and lost what I was saying? Hey, we're here. We made it. If you manage to follow this, if you manage to follow this, all of this, what just happened, and be here now, I have no words. I don't know what to say to you. We're soulmates. That is the diagnosis. It is done. Okay? Nothing to say other than I see you, I got you, it's you and me in this world. Buddy, that is the truth. So, well, wow. Thank you for sticking around. Make sure you enjoy the Clean Monday if you're in Greece. No, it's past. Why am I being such an idiot? it's it's past. It was on Monday. It's over now. I didn't usually I film those things in advance, but this time not only it's not in advance, it's actually a week late. So my brain completely lost track of the situation. But so let's say I hope you enjoyed the Clean Monday if you're in Greece. And if you're not in Greece, maybe try to go next year. It's actually pretty fun to be there. Instead of going in Greece only on July and then complaining that it's full of tourists and it's too hot, just saying, here's an idea. You can try go around this time, which is, it's February. It's definitely good weather. People are sitting outside sometimes, and it's going to be not as cold as in the north, not even close. It's going to be a nice break. You get to see those traditions. Um, Throw some flour for yourself. Just an idea. Just an idea. Well, thank you again. And we made it through the cold and through the flour. And I'll see you around. I'll see you in the future. Bye bye.